All is fair in love and Magic the Gathering. This direct quote from Richard Garfield really informs us on how to play Magic. Don't believe he said this? Look it up. It's real, probably. However, back to the point. This means that our only goal is winning no matter what. What's the point of Commander, or if you're well-aged like me, EDH, if you aren't a bloodthirsty spike? You can build an optimized deck with all of the best staples. You can goldfish until that deck becomes a breeze to pilot. You can consistently upgrade and replace cards that seem to fail you in Commander games. You can accept that you can't win every Commander game and lose with grace and dignity. However, I know you're watching this because that's not you. You're a winner and you want the world to know it. That's why I'm going to go over the 5 best ways to cheat in Magic the Gathering. Now, if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm just fooling around. Please don't cheat. Winning isn't that important. Having fun playing cards is all that matters when you're playing Magic, yet some folks want to win at all costs. If that's you, step back, take a good look at yourself in the mirror. You need to chill. You calm down yet? Good. Now I can show you a few common ways to cheat, and you can catch a cheater red-handed. If you've ever cheated in Magic or caught a cheater, let me know in the comments below. So let's get into it. Have you ever had a big explosive turn? A turn where you gain massive card advantage and add a ton of permanents to the board? If you play Simic, you know what I'm talking about. Those 15 to 20 minute turns are quite mentally taxing for yourself and your opponents. As it's nearing a conclusion, you ask, did I play a land this turn? The table isn't sure either, and they allow you to play the land. However, I know you played a land already. You aren't going to trick me. However, this is a great way to cheat. When everyone is looking at their phones because you are in Value Town, it's easy to play that extra land. It may seem innocent, yet that extra land drop puts you a turn ahead. That gives you a better chance at winning. You can probably get away with this simple cheat every time you ask. If you don't want to have this happen to you, you just have to pay attention. I know it's hard. Our attention spans are cooked in the 21st century, but I'm confident in you. You can do it. Simic already has enough of advantage already. Boards are easily clogged in modern Magic the Gathering deck design. You put so many permanents on the field, it's hard to keep them organized. You try your best to keep everything looking clean and structured. This is not cheating. What is cheating is intentionally obscuring your board state, so let me show you how. Let's start with a story. There is an example of this from a Grand Prix, and it involves the best card to hide, Dryad Arbor. During London GP, Thomas Langlots put his Dryad Arbor amongst his lands. This was from the Vault version that looks like an actual forest. He pulled it from his lands to block his opponent's Flameblade Adept. This shows that hiding non-lands among lands is a way to cheat. That might be a little narrow. Not everyone runs a Dryad Arbor. However, it's very common to place one's mana rocks and mana dorks within one's lands. It does help when counting mana. More importantly, this helps them dodge single target removal. Will you notice a Soul Ring in the middle of a pile of islands? The same goes for board wipes. If your Llanowar Elves is hidden among a pile of lands, will you take it off the field after a Wrath of God resolves? Will your opponents notice that you left it on the field? This type of cheating can give you or an opponent an unfair advantage. Don't get tricked by this simple trick. Oops, you made a mistake. You fell victim to an onboard trick. How could you be so naive? Trust me, it happens. I've been blown out countless times to something sitting on the board that I totally forgot about. You hang your head in disgust. Then you think, what if I ask about taking back that attack? You ask. The playgroup allows you to rewind time as if you were Doctor Strange himself. This is a takesy backsy. I think it's totally fine to allow new players to rewind their game actions. Of course, it's just a silly game, but it's a great learning experience for them. What if you press a take back to the limit as the MTG stud that you are? Interesting proposal, right? The simplest method is getting blown out by a counterspell. You should not be allowed to do this, but you can ask and most players will say that's fine. I won't pull that, so don't pull it with me. I'm a raging D-bag. That's just an extreme example. More simply, playing the wrong land at the start of the turn only to draw the card you could have played if only you played a different land. Players may find this a more reasonable takeback. However, it's still technically cheating. So press your luck and try this simple cheat out in your next game. There are a few game-warping cards banned in Commander. Personally, I think a few should be unbanned, but that's a conversation for another day. Let me know in the comments below which cards need unbanned. Some of these cards have very game-warping effects, and some players may not know they are actually banned. That means slip them in and win. What banned cards should you try to sneak into your deck? I don't think you can get away with an Emrakul or a Channel. If you channel turn 1 or turn 2 and cast a Kozilek and an Ulamog, your playgroup might know something is amiss. No. We need to play cards that might fly under the radar. The first one that comes to mind is Yawgmoth's Bargain. It's 6 mana and seems worse than Necropotence on the surface. However, it eliminates all of the downside of Necropotence. You just pay life to draw cards with no waiting and no discarding into exile. Prophet of Kruphix seems like another that can avoid the spotlight as well. This card seems innocuous for 5 mana and gives big Seedborn Muse vibes. It also has the text of Leyline of Anticipation as well. This card takes over the game and allows you to play out Bunker's turns on everyone else's turns. The last ban card that you can cheat with is Biorhythm. This piece of cardboard seems laughable at first. It's an 8 mana spell that seems to be unplayable. However, after a one-sided board wipe in a creature deck, it's a win the game card. Those are just a few of the ban cards I recommend cheating with. If you have any others in mind, let me know in the comments below. For the longest time, I didn't play with sleeves. I just wasn't a fan of them. My cards needed to feel the caress of the table, but it wasn't a loving touch. A lot of my collection was damaged, so I caved to the pressure to conform. Now I have to go endure the tedious process of sleeving and unsleeving decks. It may be an annoyance, but it provides a grand opportunity to cheat. I realized this when teaching new players to play. I would sleeve the lands with a different sleeve so they would know if they had a land coming up as a draw or a spell. However, this is straight up cheating. You can easily get away with this with black sleeves. You just get a matte black sleeve for your lands and a glossier one for the spells. This type of precognition really affects how you play the game. If you really need a spell to stop a threat and you have a land on top, crack a fetch land to give you a chance at a removal spell. If you kept a sketchy hand with 2 lands and you notice a land is on top of your library, you can keep that hand. This type of cheating takes an element of randomness out of the game and gives you a slight advantage. I hope these 5 ways of cheating help you win a few more games. Actually, I hope you lose more games when you cheat. You shouldn't cheat, period. This silly list should help you spot them in the wild. The best thing to do is to pub stomp the cheater out of the pod. Skill and strategy always top malicious intentions. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.